Disclaimer. I am not a professional of any kind. I am not a therapist, psychologist, or anything like that. I am just a 15-year-old girl that lived through possibly one of the worst years in history and learned a lot, here to share her unprofessional knowledge with you. This year has been a trying and difficult time for all of us, and I personally will forever refer to it as the year that shall not be named. But a lot of good also came out of it. Some of that good came from a place of self-love and contemplation for a lot of us. Now, I'm young, so I learn and grow a decent amount every year, but this year I especially learned a lot. So now I present to you what I learned in the year that shall not be named.
We're going to be distance learning for 2 weeks at least, if not more. I need no sympathy. I hate you all.
Are you ashamed of what you did? No? Didn't think so.
Look who it is! Look who it is! Woo!
You want to, go to a movie after school or something?
I don't want to die or fade away.
Now, there's the obvious ones for this year. Don't take anything for granted and live in the moment. It's cliche, I know, trust me, but let's talk about it. Sometimes you don't understand the importance of something until you don't have it anymore. And that doesn't just apply to physical things or even people. That also applies to experiences, moments that become memories. So I want you to stop for a minute. Look around you. Are there other people in the room? Have you told them you love them today? If there aren't, do you have a pet? Are they in the room? Have you taken them on a walk? Have you played with them? If you answered no to any of that, go do it. Give your siblings or your parents or your friends a hug. Tell them you love them. Take your dog for a walk. Play with your cat. Let your hamster out to run around. This video will still be here when you come back. I know some of you didn't get up, and that's okay. So let's move on. I feel like this is important to talk about, especially for my friends that are also Seventh-day Adventist. It is okay to be selfish with yourself and put yourself first. Let me say that again. It is okay to be selfish with yourself and put yourself first. I can remember being told my whole life growing up, put God first, then other people, then you. Now, I'm not saying that's wrong, and it is my personal belief that God should come first. What I am saying is, if you're constantly giving yourself to others, you're eventually going to run out of you to give. You need to make sure you are okay before you can even think about helping other people. Be selfish with yourself. It's okay. It's good to take a step back. Take a day or a week or a few weeks for you to make sure you're all right. Put your mental health first, please. And if you can't do it for yourself, do it for me. This one isn't going to be very long, but it's so important. Whatever you're feeling is valid, and no one can take that away from you. If something happens and you get upset, you're not overreacting. You have every right to your emotions and to feel how you feel. However, everyone else's feelings are also valid. You need to keep that in mind and not dismiss it if you hurt someone by saying, my feelings and emotions are valid, because theirs are too. Now, this next one is kind of three all smushed together. You can't please everyone. People will always find something they don't like about you, so just be you. Like my favorite notebook says, you can't make everyone happy. You're not a taco. As long as you're happy with who you are and you stay true to that person, that's all that matters. Someone's opinion of you, not your responsibility. Someone's expectations of you, not your responsibility. Someone's ideal version of you that they made up in their head and possibly fell in love with, not your responsibility. But just like the last thing I said, there's two sides to this. Your opinions, expectations, and ideal made-up versions of other people are not their responsibility, and most likely not who they really are. Now, a short one. Change isn't always bad. I'ma just leave that there. It is my personal opinion that this is the most important thing I'm gonna say in this entire video. You have to make the best of what you have. Let's get another cliche Pinterest board quote. When life gives you lemons, make lemonade. Or squeeze them in people's eyes, whichever you prefer. I'm not here to judge. But no, I'm serious. Life does get better, but it might take a long time. We've all learned that this year. And if we're being honest, it's still not better. In fact, statistically, right now, as I'm recording this, I think it's worse. I don't need to say what I'm talking about, you already know. The point I'm trying to make is, you can sit around and wait for life to get better around you, and waste a lot of time being sad waiting, or you can take what you have and make life better. Make lemonade. Or sour torture devices to use on your enemy's eyes. Again, not gonna judge. Make the best of what you have. Be consistent and be intentional. I'm gonna mention this in my New Year's resolutions video, but good intentions are only good with follow-through. Intend to do something and do it. Don't be like my brother's high school Bible teacher who would threaten big scary assignments and never assign them. If you tell someone you're going to do something, That should basically be a binding contract that you're now going to do it. It's not, of course, but it should be. So I guess the real advice here is don't tell people what you're gonna do, show them. But really, if you tell someone you're gonna do something, do it. Last one, also important, so pay attention. If you don't know for sure if you want something, you don't. Or simply put, if you don't know, you know. Been on several dates with a guy and still don't know if you want to be with him? You don't. Not sure if you want to have kids or not? You don't. Not sure if you want that job just because it pays more? You don't. Obviously, there are things that don't apply to that, but I mostly mean relationships, like my first example, or you've been with your significant other for a while and not sure if you want to marry them and or have a family with them? You don't. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want me to give my uneducated, unprofessional opinion and advice on other topics, let me know in the comment section. If you think I should stop giving advice altogether because I'm a 15-year-old that doesn't know a lot about a lot, you can let me know that too. If you're new, make sure to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you get notified every time I post a new video. And with that being said, if you don't think you belong anywhere else, you probably belong here. Bye! See you in 2021!